Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. Shanghai was once a place of great turbulence, where three legendary figures, Huang Jinrong, Yuesheng, and Zhang Xiaolin, were known as the Three Tycoons of Shanghai. A popular saying at the time described them as, Huang Jinrong loves money, Zhang Xiaolin can fight, and Yuesheng knows how to deal with people. Their influence extended across politics, economics, and society, shaping a legendary chapter in history. However, as times changed, these once dominant figures became part of history, and their descendants each embarked on different life paths through the long river of time. Their stories, both ordinary and extraordinary, continue to unfold as part of their own destinies. Huang Jinrong. According to historical records, Huang Jinrong was born on December 14, 1868. His original name was Jin Yong, and he was a native of Yuyao, Zhejiang, born in Suzhou, Jiangsu. His rise in Shanghai was largely due to his sharp mind and the opportunities he seized. Starting as a minor patrol officer in the French concession, he steadily climbed the ranks, eventually becoming the only Chinese inspector general in the police department. With keen judgment, he built an extensive network of influence, becoming the leader of the Qingbang, Green Gang, in Shanghai. Under his command, he had thousands of followers and controlled gambling and other gray industries, amassing enormous wealth. However, behind this glamorous facade, Huang Jinrong's family life was far from happy. Among his multiple wives, some left him due to emotional discord, while others were lost in the chaos of war and could not accompany him to the end. He had high hopes for his children, but fate dealt him many blows. Some died young, and others, due to various misfortunes, failed to continue his lineage. This became an irreparable regret in his later years. As the political landscape shifted in 1949, some advised him to flee to Hong Kong or Taiwan. At 82 years old, he faced the final major decision of his life. After careful consideration, he chose to stay in Shanghai. His life philosophy was staying unchanged to deal with all changes. Moreover, given his old age, he feared dying on the road to exile, which would be the worst outcome. He calmly remarked, "I have spent my whole life in Shanghai, and I do not want my remains to be buried in a foreign land." Thus, Huang Jinrong spent his remaining years in solitude, living in his old residence in Shanghai, without children to care for him. In 1951, at the age of 83, he was assigned to labor reform, sweeping the streets. 2 years later, in 1953, he passed away, marking the end of his legendary and complex life. His once powerful family ultimately faded into history, becoming nothing more than a memory. Yuesheng. When Yuesheng first arrived in Shanghai, he survived by working as an apprentice in a fruit shop, leading a difficult life. Later, he came into contact with figures from the underworld and joined a small gang operating on the docks. They specialized in deceiving and extorting farmers who had just arrived in the city and were also involved in stealing luggage from the docks. His cunning and skill soon earned him a reputation. Through an introduction, Yuesheng later found work in the household of Huang Jinrong, the Shanghai Qingbang leader, doing odd jobs. With his intelligence and keen sense of observation, he gradually gained Huang Jinrong's trust and favor, thanks to his exceptional business acumen. Compared to Huang Jinrong, Yuesheng's life was equally dramatic, yet his approach to family and legacy was quite different. He was highly sociable and had extraordinary networking skills, eventually becoming one of the most influential figures in Shanghai, earning the title Emperor of Shanghai. Despite his rise from the criminal underworld, Yuesheng understood the value of education. Coming from a humble background himself, he navigated the underworld but placed great emphasis on his children's education, hoping they would lead legitimate lives free from his gangster legacy. He fathered 10 children, 8 sons and 2 daughters, and thanks to his careful guidance, Most of them grew up with integrity and did not follow in his footsteps. As times changed, Yuesheng keenly sensed the shifting political climate. Concerned for his children's future, he decisively relocated his entire family to Hong Kong. Although life in Hong Kong was far less glamorous than in Shanghai, his extensive network and accumulated wealth allowed him to provide for his family. However, being far from his homeland, along with his advancing age, took a toll on his health and spirit. He ultimately passed away in Hong Kong in 1951 at the age of 63. After his death, his children inherited his resilience and worked hard in their respective fields. Over time, they established themselves overseas, continuing their family's story in a new land. Du Weifan, the eldest son, once worked in Taiwan's financial sector. Through his own efforts, he made significant contributions to Taiwan's economic development. The second son, Du Weiyuan, pursued further studies in the United States before joining the United Nations headquarters. With his exceptional diplomatic skills, he showcased the excellence of the Chinese people on the international stage. The youngest son, Du Weishan, ventured into business, operating enterprises in Canada and other regions. He was also passionate about cultural studies, particularly fascinated by ancient Chinese coins. As a renowned numismatist, he donated valuable artifacts to domestic museums multiple times, contributing to the preservation of Chinese culture. Du Yuesheng's daughters also led remarkable lives. His eldest daughter, Du Meiru, married a diplomat and traveled overseas with her husband. Later in life, she settled in Jordan, where she ran a Chinese restaurant, promoting Chinese culinary culture in a foreign land. His second daughter, Du Meixia, remained in Taiwan and dedicated herself to education, nurturing countless students and earning great respect in Taiwan's academic community. Today, Du Yuesheng's descendants are spread across the world. Despite living in different countries and regions, they uphold the family values and excel in their respective fields. In their own ways, they continue the Du family's legacy, ensuring that Du Yuesheng's name still holds influence within the overseas Chinese community. The Tomb of Du Yuesheng. Du Yuesheng's tomb is located at the foot of Dajianshan in Shiji Town, Taipei County, now Shiji District, New Taipei City. Positioned facing northwest with its back to the southeast, directly overlooking Shanghai, the city where he once held great power. Originally, the cemetery featured a memorial archway inscribed with the words Yuan Yongzhang, penned by Zhang Kun. However, the archway was later dismantled due to school construction, and only the inscription was embedded within the cemetery. On his tombstone, Chiang Kai-shek personally inscribed the 4 characters Yijia Yuzhao, as a testament to Du's legacy. The third tycoon, Zhang Xiaolin. Zhang Xiaolin, originally named Zhang Xiaolin, was born into a poor family in Cixi, Zhejiang. In his youth, he ventured to Shanghai and, with ruthless determination and a deep understanding of the underworld, gained a reputation in both legal and illegal circles. He, along with Huang Jinrong and Du Yuesheng, became known as the 3 Tycoons of Shanghai. Unlike the other 2, Zhang Xiaolin was the only one with a military background. He seized the opportunity to enroll in the Zhejiang Military Academy, where he received formal military training. However, during the Second Sino-Japanese War, Zhang Xiaolin chose to collaborate with the Japanese invaders for his own benefit. He not only provided intelligence and supplies to the Japanese army but also helped maintain order in Shanghai and suppressed anti-Japanese activities. This act of betraying the nation for personal gain enraged countless Chinese people, earning him widespread condemnation. Ultimately, Chiang Kai-shek ordered Dai Li, the director of the Military Intelligence Bureau, to arrange for Zhang Xiaolin's execution. In 1940, Zhang Xiaolin was assassinated in his own residence by his bodyguard, Lin Huaibu, bringing his life to an end. His death not only marked the downfall of an individual but also led to the rapid decline of his family. Due to his act of betraying the nation, his family faced widespread social rejection and disdain. The forces that once depended on him crumbled instantly. After Zhang Xiaolin's death, most of his children faced tragic fates. Some changed their names and fled to distant lands, living in anonymity to escape war and social condemnation. Others struggled to survive in harsh conditions, taking on ordinary or even menial jobs. Unlike the descendants of Huang Jinrong and Yuesheng, Zhang Xiaolin's family left little mark on history. Their fate became a tragic reflection of that tumultuous era. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.